For many years, men have been told that success, achievement, and control are the true markers of strength. But so many men reach their goals only to feel disconnected, restless, and they're unsure of what's missing in their life. And there's a good chance that if you are watching this video, you, amongst myself and the men that I work with, you're a high achieving man, meaning you have big goals, big dreams, big aspirations. Maybe you've already reached some of your goals. Maybe that could be financial, could be scaling a business to a certain size, maybe if it's a certain athletic pursuit. But so often, and so many of the men that are in the men's workspace, we all kind of come in with the same problem, which is that we've systematically built through most of our 20s and 30s, and sometimes people that are older, they've kind of done everything that they set out to do. And they have a relationship, they've got kids, maybe they've built a successful company, they're in great shape, they've run a marathon, whatever it might be, but there's just this emptiness that lives deep inside their body, and they're not really sure why it's there and what to do about it. It's because this whole idea around the myth of achievement, we were all sold the false narrative that as men, if you go out there and you prove to the world who you are and how successful you can be and how good you are at certain things, it'll make you happy. And I can certainly say from my own life, that is 100% not the answer, or that's not the case. Just to kind of speak to me personally, to give you some insight into my own life, and that, I struggled a lot growing up. I grew up with Tourette syndrome, OCD, and I had a hard time, dealing with that. And I just wanted to be a normal kid. I didn't want people looking at me. I didn't want to be making noises. I didn't want to be ticking. So I, obviously it was unconscious. Now looking back on my life, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I got good at everything that I touched. I rose to the top of the AAA baseball team. I learned how to play the drums. I learned how to play the guitar. I started learning to produce music. I started teaching music. I had like 12 students at one point. And then I got into photography, learned that really quickly. Then I got into video, built a 6-figure creative company, and it just went like on and on and on. And I was just on this never-ending bender of achievement. And it didn't really do anything for me. Like, even the other day I was thinking about some of the hobbies and I'm like, oh, I'd love to learn the piano. And then I'm like, well, why do I want to learn the piano? Is it just one more thing to master? Or do I just want something else to do in my life? So, if you're watching this video, I'm hoping that this is resonating with you, because this is a huge, huge thing that so many men bump into in our lives. And I'm hoping that I can give you some guidance and some advice around what to do and how to actually find purpose and how to find fulfillment in life, because those are ultimately going to be the things that will make us happy and will ultimately build a legacy for us, right? Like I put a video out on Instagram yesterday around things that people will remember you for and things that people won't remember you for. And at the end of the day, nobody's going to remember you for the amount of money that you made, the car that you drove, the size of your house, whether you had a 6-pack or not, whether or not you had a cool haircut. Nobody's going to give a shit how many Instagram followers you have. And that's just the reality. When you die, nobody will care about that stuff, but people will remember you for how many times you made them laugh, whether or not you remembered their birthday, whether you held space for them when they were having a hard day. They're going to remember your presence. They're going to remember your eye contact. They're going to remember whether you did things for them, whether you cared for them, whether you put other people first. Like those are the things that are going to make people remember you and your legacy. So when we talk about the myth of achievement, like it's really just a myth. When you really strip away the superficial illusion of buying material things and trying to prove to people how smart you are, how cool you are, or how grand your life is on Instagram or social media, when you start to kind of remove all of that, like what's left? And that's what I want to dive into more today is what are the things that we can do that can make us feel happy and fulfilled outside of those buckets that we were talking about, which are a little bit more superficial. And I know that everybody knows this on some level. I'm not the first person to say those kind of things aren't going to make you happy, but everybody's kind of like, I'll find out for myself. And they go down this path and they realize that they're depressed or they're feeling unfulfilled. And this is why the midlife crisis happens, is because this is typically around the age 40 when most men have these realizations that they've built themselves a prison that they feel like they can't escape from. So I want to talk today about purpose, because it's a huge topic that gets tossed around men's groups and the men's workspace, but who's actually talking about, like, how do you actually find purpose? Like, I could just sit here and say, hey, you need to like find your purpose and you'll be fulfilled, but like, what does that even mean? And the first step that I want to chat about is ultimately we need to create the space to allow ourselves to even explore what our purpose might be on this planet. And what I mean by that is, like, I recommend dedicating an hour a week, an hour every other week, but just pick a time where you can kind of sit down and start to explore, do some research, like explore what are the things that you like? What are the social issues that you stand for? You know, getting clear on your values and what actually brings you a lot of joy. Maybe it's volunteering. Maybe it's building a business. Maybe it's coaching soccer, coaching hockey. Like, there aren't any rules as to what your purpose could be. But the whole point of finding a purpose is that it's something that motivates you, something that you can move towards and work on outside of yourself, right? It's outside of you, meaning like you're taking yourself out of the equation, take all that self-referential thinking and put the awareness on a social issue, on a group of people, on a business, on an organization. It could be creating a YouTube channel. You could have no intention to make money. You could have a great job that pays the bills that you're like, this is okay, I'm cool doing this for the time being, but I would love to start a YouTube channel about gardening or about mowing the lawn, or I don't even know. I'm just spitballing here, but having something that serves other people, that's what's gonna fulfill you. Like, for example, I have paid men's programs, I have one-on-one coaching, but one of the most fulfilling things that I do in my life is I run a free men's group, like a free men's night in my local town once a month from 7 p.m. till 9:30. And I love it. I love that it's free. I love it that guys come into connection. I love it that there's, like, because it's free, there's no barrier to entry. Guys can come, guys can go. We've got a WhatsApp group that we communicate in, and I leave that group at 9:30, 10 o'clock every month, and I feel so regulated in my body. Like, I just feel so calm and so fulfilled, and I'm like, I'm so glad that I run this one free thing. It doesn't make me any money because I don't give a crap about that. I care that it's making an impact in the community. And if they choose to like hop into one of my paid programs or my one-on-one coaching, that's great. Absolutely. Happy to serve you there too. But like, people ask me, why don't you charge for the men's group? And I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I literally don't want to. I want to keep this thing as free as it can be for as long as possible. And I'll keep finding free venues if I have to. And if I have to pay for a venue, then I'll pay $300 per men's night, because that's how much it fulfills me. Because it's not about me. It's about serving the men in my local community. And that is why it fires me up. That's why I have so much excitement about my men's night. Because it's not about me. It's about other people. So if you're out there and you're just still on this achievement hamster wheel, then I would try to encourage you to dedicate some time every month to allow yourself to start to explore. That's step number one, right? Start getting curious. What are the things that I could do? What do I like doing? What do I not like doing? What could I see myself doing? How can I start to serve the community that I live in? Maybe, and the thing about purpose is that it doesn't have to be, you don't decide on it or you don't find it, and then it's like, oh, the next like 50 years of my life. It could be a season of your life. You could be like, you know what, for right now, I'm going to really focus on helping the community in the mountain biking trails, cleaning up the trails, like just make that your purpose. Like, I'm just trying to spitball here, but it doesn't have to be like start a not-for-profit and heal 1 million people around the world or bring water to like all the, starving children in Africa. Like, yeah, absolutely. That could be your purpose, but that's not going to be everybody's purpose. And and people kind of mistake it with this needs to be this big, grand old mission, and it doesn't. Your purpose can be, I'm going to be the best husband. I want to be the best father to this child. I want to, teach people how to play guitar. And I'm going to do it once a month for free just because I want something fulfilling to do. I want to serve other people. So that's really about, kind of moving into the next step, which is you need to try things out and fail. like, don't be scared to try some stuff out and be like, maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. But, you know, as you start getting curious and doing some research, start trying some things out as well. Run a group, try to run an event, start to teach something to someone, start a YouTube channel. Maybe you start a business, maybe you start a side hustle. It could really be anything, but just really think about what is something beyond myself that I could do, that it could serve other people. And that is what's going to change your life. It's not going to be the material things. It's not going to be more achievements. It's not going to be your next startup. It's not going to be another $1 million. It's not going to be the next car. It's not going to be all of those things. It's going to be helping other people. So I really hope that provides some insight into what you can try to do around purpose and fulfillment, because I know that this is a big area that most men struggle with, especially as they hit 40. Unfortunately, I turned 30 this year, and this is something that I spent my 20s solving for. And I know that I'm really young, but I'm really grateful at the same time that I've done the work to be able to be in this position to help other men and serve other people like you that are watching this video and then hop into my group. So I really appreciate you taking the time today to watch this video, and I really hope that you find your purpose soon. And if you want some more support about this, then feel free to click the link down in the description. You can grab some time on my calendar, just a free clarity call, see if there's somewhere that I can support you. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, and yeah, subscribe to the channel, hit like button, and I look forward to seeing you soon.